I find it funny how we humans are all bubbles and drops of water floating on a river, thinking we all know what we're doing, thinking that we understand our flow. Well, of course I have to get dressed. It's what everybody else does. Well, of course I have to find a job. It's the only way to make money. Well, of course I want to find a partner. It's what everybody else does. Well, of course I just comb my hair and trim my beard and clean my skin. It's what everybody else does. Of course I should be clean for others. I don't want them to smell my stink. It's what everybody else does. Having one's stink be felt by other people produces shame and is to be avoided. Well, of course I want that really good looking car. It would enable me to reach a certain social status. Well, of course I want to make more money. It would allow me to buy more things. Well, of course I want to buy more things. The more things I have, the more I can use them and show other people that I have them. Well, of course I want to have the latest devices and toys. I don't want to miss out on anything. I want to show others that I have worth, that I have status, what I can do to show, to display. Many of us evaluate our worth, our status, our correctness of path, of choice, by comparing it to others. It's ingrained into our society. We are giving standards, we are giving comparisons, we are evaluated as we are educated, we are evaluated with a single metric. We are compared amongst ourselves. We learn that our worth is relative to others. My worth in a class is more if I have an A or an A plus relative to others. Or just in general, A or A plus, it's relative to the scale in which it is being measured. Oh, A plus, then I'm at the top. Satisfaction. I got more than you. I got an A minus. You got a B plus. Haha, I win. Satisfaction. It's based via comparison with others. I make $50,000. How much money do you make? I make $60,000. You make more. Then I feel I have less. Comparisons, worth, value. Many of us are taught to associate them, to correlate these concepts one-to-one. Comparison, direct comparison being directly associated to value, to worth. And that is an assumption. That is only as true as we choose it to be. A person's value system is unique. It need not be the same as others. It need not be even similar to others. It is useful to align at least some parts of our value systems to encourage communication and alignment of intention. And through communication will allow understanding, empathy, learning amongst ourselves. It is helpful. However, adopting value systems directly via imitation without one's own critical thought, one's own critical criterion, can train us to trust less in our own criterion and more in external value systems. And this can decrease the trust that we feel in ourselves, the trust of ourselves relative to the trust we place on external value systems like money, grades, credentials, possessions, clothes, cars, smells, sexual performance, wit, intelligence, knowledge, number of countries traveled, organizational position or role, rank of leadership. All these are value systems that exist and that we need not imitate, we need not adopt directly. And although imitation may be a useful first step in order to learn, to understand, to assimilate something, I believe it is worth applying one's own criterion on each of the value systems that we have adopted in order to truly integrate that value into ourselves, to truly integrate it. It's noteworthy that when we adopt a value system and have not yet integrated it fully into ourselves via our own criterion, it can be noticed in ourselves because we do not fully understand it. If we do not fully understand something, it has not been fully integrated into ourselves. And often I find that when we do not understand something like a value system, there is also a component of fear in this association that we have with this value system. When one finds fear, associated to a certain value system, I believe that is evidence that this value system has not yet been fully integrated into ourselves, and that it might benefit us, it might help us to apply our own criterion into it deeper, further, so that we can manage to link our own models and growth, our understanding and knowledge with this value system that has been adopted but yet not fully integrated. There's somewhat of a barrier here in which perhaps resides also the fear. And by digging in deeper further, by attempting to understand it, one attempts to to cross this barrier so that the tendrils of our understanding and our knowledge can connect with this value system that we had not yet fully understood. And in doing so, by understanding it, we can connect what this value system truly means to the rest of us, to the parts of us that we actually can connect to our core being, with our sensations, with our emotions, with our thoughts, with our core feelings, with our core feelings. And by doing so, we can truly evaluate what this value system means for each of us. And in doing so, I believe it is not at all guaranteed to result in the same effect on each individual, but rather each individual will keep its own version of the value system. They will understand the same structure, yet connected to his or her own core nature, core experience. In doing so, perhaps we can release some of the fears we hold. And we can further grow and develop our own value system, which is, as I mentioned earlier, unique, irreplaceable, like the connections inside of our brains.